Could the Memphis Grizzlies steal RJ Barrett? If that's the case, do we keep Ja Morant or do we trade the pick? Kevin Durant, is he going to be staying with Golden State? Are these news type introductions working for you? Find out in today's episode of Roll the Intro. What's going on, CK Crew? It's your boy CK2K, and welcome back to another video. There's a lot of stuff that's going on right now in the last few days that has to do with the Knicks, and I wanted to lightly dabble into every single one of them. Also, today's video will be the return of comments to the video, so stay tuned to the end of the video to see if your comment has been read. As always, you guys know the deal too. Join the Discord, links in the description below. Subscribe if you haven't, blah, blah, blah. You know what it is. Let's get into this. So first things first, the supposed number 2 overall pick, Ja Morant, is actually going to be going through a minor knee surgery. Now, it hasn't been said that the injury is the entire reason why the Grizzlies have taken back their whole guarantee to get Ja Morant badge off of the kid. But there are a lot of speculation going around now that the Grizzlies might step up and take RJ Barrett from our Knicks' hands, because nothing can go right for CK. Nothing. There's been reports talking about that the Grizzlies could possibly go as soon as taking RJ Barrett at number 2, which is not crazy. It's just that to a lot of people, including myself, it just makes more sense for Ja Morant to go number 2 for this team. But with the knee surgery, you don't really know how serious it could end up being. I'm sure they're going to get the reports from that, but here's one thing that they're not going to get: a workout with RJ Barrett. Nope. Again, hasn't been confirmed, but they did come to him last week trying to get a workout with him, and RJ Barrett very politely declined. That being said, he'll be working out with the Knicks next week, and we'll be getting to see all of his, measurements, with all that kind of fun stuff. I mean, we won't be able to get to see it. The Knicks will be able to see it, and it's gonna be great to see. You can get a private workout, talk to coaches, all that fun stuff that we're waiting for. And it's probably going to be the last straw that's gonna be like, yeah, this is the guy we want. They're also gonna be working out Jarrett Culver, Cam Reddish, Taco Falls, and be working out with them. Again, not entirely sure why Taco is on the radar, but hey, okay. But back to Ja Morant. So then the question becomes, how serious is the injury? And that's something that we really can't know, because it's not necessarily like you can work him out right after he comes out of surgery, because he's gonna have to take some time to heal from the injury, or not injury, the surgery, because he's preventing further injury to his knee. But we've seen this in the past. This is nothing new. We saw this with what's a boy that plays for the Nets, D'Angelo Russell, and he still ended up going number 2 to the Los Angeles Lakers. So I mean, that didn't really slow anything. Number 2 or number 3? It was okay. Jahlil Okafor, no, Karl-Anthony Towns, Jahlil Okafor, and okay. But we should be more prepared for a future where the Grizzlies do end up going with RJ Barrett over Ja Morant. And as much as, I have been preaching for RJ Barrett, I am actually okay with that, but I do strongly prefer RJ Barrett. If we had the number 2 pick, I would still want RJ Barrett over Ja Morant. That's just the way I feel about RJ Barrett in the future of his game. I made 3 videos about it. You know how I feel about RJ Barrett. If you don't know how I feel, go click on the last video. You'll get how I feel about RJ Barrett. I'm not gonna spend any more time talking about him in this video. But there is positives to gain Ja Morant. Again, we don't know how serious the knee is, but I don't expect it to be anything too serious. I think it is more of a cleanup, more of a preparation type of surgery to go into summer league, going to training camp, going to preseason, all that stuff, without a hitch. So I don't expect it to be anything too crazy. But again, we will know more after the surgery is done and after, they check him up and blah, 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 blah. But I do like Ja Morant, but is it that simple? Is it so simple to say, well, then fine, we don't get RJ Barrett, then we go Ja Morant, and boom, now we have a point of the future? Is it that simple? Ja Morant is definitely, everything I've said about RJ Barrett is very similar with him too. I mean, he is definitely a top 3 guy. It'd be crazy for him to drop below that. But to also be 100% honest, I am more leaning towards RJ Barrett. So if they do end up drafting RJ Barrett, then I'm more open to trading that 3rd pick, be it if it is for Anthony Davis or I don't know if I could ever entertain that trade down. I don't care who it is. I love the possibility of us getting Cam Reddish in that trade down, but at the same time, to me, just trading down that concept, I'm just not a fan of. So what do you guys think? Are you guys okay with us possibly switching things around if the Grizzlies do decide to forego whatever lack of information they know of RJ Barrett outside of their scouting that they did with him playing with Duke, and they just end up drafting him instead of Ja Morant? Or would you be pissed? Are you going to be upset that RJ Barrett would come out of our hands and then we're stuck with Ja Morant? And again, Ja Morant is no slouch, and he's no consolation prize either. He is definitely going to be a stud in this league as well, just a different position. It just, to me, it just affects things a little bit differently because a guy like RJ Barrett would fit in when we get a Kyrie Irving and a especially with what we got to talk about later in this video. If we're lucky enough to get a Kevin Durant or a Kyrie Irving, where does Ja Morant fit in that? I mean, I know we can play Kyrie Irving at the 2, but I just don't want to play around with those kind of lineups, not right away. I mean, we already have to figure that out with Dennis Smith Jr. It's too soon to tell, so we'll see what happens. Let me know in the comments below how you guys feel. Now, finally, the news that nobody wants to hear, especially if it ends up being true. On IG, I posted this picture right here, and it's a picture of Kevin Durant next to 2 photos from East Bay. Or there's some Nike gear or merchandise that he was releasing, or that Nike was releasing, excuse me. And the front picture was an art design of Kevin Durant, and the back had all of the places he's played for crossed out. And the last 2 notable names were Oakland, California, and San Francisco, California. Now we know right now the Golden State Warriors play in Oakland, California, and they will be moving next season to San Francisco, California in the new Chase Center. So a lot of people, including myself, saw this and were thinking to ourselves like, oh man, did they just leak Kevin Durant is for sure going to be going to this team in black and white? Maybe, but I mean, if you really think about it, not entirely. We've seen many instances of these kind of things happen. I mean, we've seen the instances where a lot of these sportswear places have championship merch for each team in the finals. Like there's stores like if it's game 6 or game 7, you have merchandise for the Warriors, but then next thing you know, the Raptors win, so then they have to take back out the Warriors merchandise to put out the Raptors. This is something that's happened before where premature marketing happens, and this could be a case of that. It has been reported that they did take it back. All that it mean is that some dude at Nike HQ messed up and greenlit a shirt that shouldn't have been greenlit. But to further go into my argument about how like normally like a lot of these apparels have both situations prepared, like I'm sure Nike has this shirt with New York crossed out the bottom, or even Los Angeles, California crossed out the bottom. I just feel like, you know, accidentally this one was accidentally greenlit. And like I said, the reason and the fact that it was pulled out of the websites, that kind of tells you right there that, yeah, you know what, it was premature and it wasn't meant to be sold right away. So if we saw that it was that same design and New York was down there, then everybody would be talking about, oh my gosh, it's been leaked, it's happening. And to further this statement, everyone's favorite Brian Windhorst came out and used a LeBron James reference to talk about exactly what happened with LeBron making a decision from Cleveland to LA, where there was shirts ready for Cleveland for LeBron to stay in Cleveland, as well as the Los Angeles shirts. But here's what Brian Windhorst said. Here's what I know from the LeBron James free agencies. Nike set up marketing plans for all scenarios. They had a scenario where LeBron was going to stay in Cleveland or go to LA. They had a scenario where he was going to stay in Miami or go to Cleveland. I have no idea what this means, but because Nike does a marketing campaign, it doesn't mean that Kevin's briefing them on his plans. So there it is. There you have it. See, same thing. It's always preparation. And again, it wasn't like we saw it on shelves or anything. It was on the internet. It was, you know, they probably had the campaign that had it. We know that these brands, Nike and Adidas and stuff like that, they're ahead of the game. So is this anything for us to be scared about or take too seriously? Most likely not. We have all kinds of other hints and clues and stuff saying that Kevin Durant could be possibly coming to our New York Knicks and stuff like that. So it's one of those things that you can have all these hints and have all these clues, all these leaks and whatnot. But the fact of the matter is, until July 1st, until whenever he decides to make the decision and he comes out and says who he's going to play for, we really don't know. We're just basically going off of hopes and dreams and beliefs in what we see. So let me know in the comments below if you guys strongly believe that this was a leak and that there was no other prints. He's going to be going back to Golden State. It was just accidentally prematurely dropped. Or do you guys understand what I'm trying to say and saying that they just have scenarios for everything? This is just one of the scenarios that accidentally got leaked. Let me know in the comments below what you guys feel about that. So that has been pretty much all the stuff around the Knicks today that's been updated. I hope I didn't miss anything, but I want to get into y'all comments. So you know what time it is. It's time for the comments of the video. So I finally got a formula for this segment, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to be reading 3 comments every video. That's right, 3. Because one time I did 1 comment a video, then sometimes I'll do like 7 comments a video. No, we're doing 3 comments a video. So if you comment in the comment section below, your comment might be read in the video. LFK 1887. He said, I take Ntilikina over Smith Jr. too. If Kemba or Irving come alongside KD, we don't need another PG who shoots that much. Shout out, what's up, my guy? True. I do think it wouldn't hurt us to have a PG that can score off the bench. In the Dennis Smith Jr. I would like Dennis Smith Jr. to be our backup point guard. Personally, my defense for Frank Ntilikina is I want him to play the Swiss Army knife. If we need him to play some 2, he plays the 2. If we need him to play 3, play the 3. If he plays point guard, he plays the point guard. But more times than not, he's going to be used more for his do it all mentality, more so than just need to be that scorer off the bench or that defensive guy off the bench. That's the reason why I think we should keep Frank Ntilikina. But yeah, I don't think you're entirely wrong. But I do think Dennis Smith Jr., if he accepts the role, could be a solid guy off the bench behind Kemba Walker or even Kyrie Irving, a la guy from Boston. What's his name? Terry Rozier. I think he could be like a Terry Rozier kind of guy for now, until he goes somewhere and sprouts into the player that we think he could be, or you guys think he could be. Dwight Cook says, I hope the Knicks F it up. Why does everybody day? Why does everybody day? I know you meant say, but you put day, so I'm reading day. Why does everybody day the Knicks have so much history? They won 1 NBA title. Their history is ish. So, Dwight, welcome to CK2K. I can tell you may be a hater, or you're coming from the fumble, which is fine. Like I said, I understand you're not a fan of the Knicks, but first things first, get it right. We have 2 championships, my guy. Second things second, they have probably one of the biggest histories in the NBA. I don't know if you're a Laker fan, or I don't know who you root for, but this comment is just based off of probably the last few years, so you might not be that old, so I understand. But look it up, man. Knicks got quite some history, man. Just do a little bit of research before you come into my comments talking about the Knicks that way, okay? I still appreciate your support, Dwight. Agent Super Argo, he says, no, RJ Barrett was the #1 draft option before Zion stole his thunder, so that alone makes him the priority. Yes, I've said it in many videos. I've said it before we even got this far in the process and before Zion blew up. RJ Barrett was #1 in the draft ranks to start off the NCAA season. So to me, it is a given that if he's on the board, you swipe him up. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I completely agree with you on that. The stealing the thunder part, I don't know if that's entirely true. I mean, Zion is just who Zion is, and we just got to see it at a grand stage, but I get what you're trying to say. But anyways, those are the 3 comments of today's video. Again, just keep commenting in the videos below. I'm gonna be selecting you guys. I normally take from the video previous to the one that I'm uploading, so whatever you comment today, I might choose your comment and put it in the next video. Comments of the video are back. Be your boy CK, you know the deal. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Ring the bell, people. I hear you guys talking about you gonna upload today, and I did upload. Ring the bell and you'll know for sure when there's an upload. Join the Discord, links in the description as always. Hit the like, you know the deal. It's your boy CK. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video. Let's get it. I'm out of here. Peace.